Hi, welcome back to the Defining Wellness Confab. I'm Denise O'Malley, the founder of You Define Wellness, and we're the ones putting on this event. And the reason for it is because we have a lot of people who we've been talking to who are stepping away from traditional medical insurance and realizing that a lot of their answers are with health and wellness practitioners that aren't part of medical insurance plans. So the entire theme of this confab has been how to become the director of your own healthcare. And I thought that it would be really good to introduce you to a bunch of people I know that are in the health and wellness field, that are in the You Define Wellness network, that you can get to know before you pick up the phone and call them and see if they can be of service to you. And so today we've been talking an awful lot about leaky gut and nutrition in this series, and I wanted to bring someone in to talk about it in just a conversational tone as opposed to slide presentations, which are great. But let's just have a conversation about it and many, many more things. And Kelly Haugh is the one who I have brought in to do this with. She is the owner of Manifest Natural Wellness. And Kelly, thank you very much for joining me today.
Hi, Denise. I'm really happy to be here with you.
Well,
Thanks very much.
I know you have a crazy world going on around you right now, so you're taking time to be out of that arena and focus on this. So I really do appreciate it. So why don't you start by telling people what it is that you do?
So I am a certified health and wellness coach, and I take a holistic approach with my clients. And I specialize in chronic stress and overwhelm, anxiety, fatigue, and gut health. Gut health not being the last, because to me that is the first thing needed for true physical and mental health. But I take that holistic approach with everyone, and we really look at all areas of their life and what is going on, and what is obviously out of kilter, and then what they may not even realize is holding them back from what they're trying to get to.
Awesome. The word holistic, I think, throws a lot of people off because they think it's woo-woo, but the way that you're using it, you're really using it spelled with a W at the beginning.
It's really, when I say holistic, it's looking at mind, body, spirit, gut, looking at all of those areas and seeing, what do you have going on, what's going well. We always look at what's going well, and then we say, okay, what's not up to par, what isn't, pleasing to you and getting you where you want to go.
As a society, we're inundated with television commercials and magazine ads and billboards and celebrities getting on their soapboxes about stuff. And that's a lot of trends that we see out there, trendiness. Right. You see the commercials for the weight loss commercials or companies that are out there. And, the rage is, I don't know what the rage is today. Is it the keto diet?
That's pretty big.
it's pretty big. How people jump and follow that stuff because that's what they're hearing and they think that it's really good for them. You have a little bit of a different approach in all of this, as do most of the health and wellness practitioners. You're not following the trends and fads. You're doing what's right for the person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
And I definitely, when I'm working with someone, I am having that person tune into their body, tune into their mind, tune into their spirit. How are these things going that you've been doing? And then when we start implementing things, I really want that person to tune into themselves to see, oh, how am I really feeling if I'm trying this out? And, like after a meal, if they've changed the way they're eating, and pay attention a couple hours later, do I have energy or do I feel sluggish and yucky and bloated? Those types of things.
That's awesome. So one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you on here, and I asked you, would you please let me have this conversation with you, is we've had a lot on this Defining Wellness Confab about nutrition, digestion, and specifically the phrase leaky gut. And as you know, I'm not a health and wellness professional. Just for those watching, I'm a reformed insurance agent. So I'm not an expert in this. I turn to the experts for help. But one of the things the phrase that keeps coming up is leaky gut. And I don't think I had ever heard it before, probably this last year. So wow. I didn't it didn't register with me.
Right.
Else. You know how you only hear when you're you don't see pregnant women until you're pregnant, that type of thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Or
I know.
wanting to be pregnant. And then everybody's pregnant, it seems like. But, the same thing. It may have been out there, but it wasn't registering with me. And now it is. And we've had speaker after speaker talking about leaky gut. Why? I mean, is this just a trend and a fad phase, like no trans fats, or what's going on here?
Okay. I hear you. Well, so I'll tell you, when I first heard leaky gut and dysbiosis was over 10 years ago, really almost 11 years ago now. And when I first heard that, at that point, I was like, what is that? What are you talking about? I've never heard of it. And, the picture in my brain when I heard leaky gut was like a balloon with a bunch of holes in it and all the water's coming out, right? Like a water balloon. And I'm just like, what? Her gut is like that? Like,
it sounds gross.
Yeah.
It sounds really gross.
Sounds really gross. Yeah. You're like, okay, what's going on? Something's coming out of the belly button. Like, what is it? So I first heard that long ago due to my daughter who has autism.
Mm-hmm.
And more and more people know this now, but still I'm amazed at the amount of people I'll come across with a child with autism as old as mine that don't know anything about gut health issues, leaky gut. But we, luckily for my daughter, had an amazing doctor. He was MD trained, but then he turned a lot more like functional medicine, holistic approach, root cause, what's going on. And he really sparked my passion for gut health. And, first hearing that about leaky gut and dysbiosis for my daughter, I began a big research track of my own, not only finding out from him, but reading a lot of books and, really anything I could get my hands on. And we wanted to make a really big difference for our daughter without medications, without prescription medications, and, figuring out, okay, well, how are we going to heal this leaking gut then? And, through the years now, it has, I've learned a whole lot. And then I had my own severe health issues about 5 years ago. Started with a gallbladder attack, and then I had my own leaky gut going, and it really became to where my health was in a very detrimental state. And that's when I realized, okay, this isn't just for an autistic child or somebody, on the outskirts of health. This is for everyone. And it really is the true substance of what's going to make or break your health.
Wow. So it's really, it's the center of everything. That when you have things going on in your world, let's get your gut, your digestion, your body healthy from the inside out. Let's focus on that. And then you can deal with all this other stuff going on over here.
Exactly. Yeah. If your gut integrity is good, if your gut is good, your microbiome is good, you have, and dysbiosis that she had along with leaky gut is, you have way too many bad gut bugs and not enough good, where your bad bugs are taking over, they're squelching out your good bugs. And, you definitely want to flip-flop that around, because you need all of that good gut bacteria to be flourishing well to have a good, mental and physical state going on.
So somebody was calling it the brain of the body this week.
The brain and the body?
The brain of the body. And
brain of the body. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I refer to the gut as the second brain, but it kind of is the first brain, because really, especially when you think of mental issues, mental disorders, and even if it's not a clinical diagnosis, really it is the gut bugs that are actually feeding to the brain that make more difference than the brain itself. So really it is, in essence, the first brain. So yeah, definitely that gut and brain connection is huge, and it makes a remarkable difference for autistic children, for anyone with anxiety, with that kind of chronic stress and overwhelm. Now, I'm not saying that's going to change your stress, but it can change how you end up reacting to it.
So is it as simple as just popping a pill and all is good?
It's not that simple. So if you have true leaky gut going on, one indicator is your zonulin levels are too high. There's a couple other tests that especially naturopathic doctors tend to perform that most MDs don't, some do, that you can get done. But, the symptoms are often brain fog and that bloating and running to the bathroom, those types of things going on that you're like, okay, something's not quite right.
Mm-hmm.
There are many things to do to heal the gut. It used to be, there were probiotic pills. When I first started doing talks on this just a few years ago, mostly you would only find probiotics, but you weren't finding anything with a prebiotic in it to feed that probiotic. And so I was teaching fermented foods classes, and in a fermented food, you're getting both the pro and prebiotics. So that's really good because it actually helps your body grow more of the good gut bacteria.
So, the grocery stores have these pro and prebiotics now. So is that just something that you pick up along with the toilet paper and the bananas and the deodorant?
It's really not. So as I say, I was on this track already, and then I came across the company about a year and a half ago that was brand new, and they have scientifically backed pre and probiotics that are also very high quality. I gave them a shot to see, what was going to happen. And my son's anger and anxiety went down. My daughter became a whole lot more conversational. And her seizures have even lessened immensely. And that's a scary thing to have to go through with somebody. It's a seizure.
Yeah.
So that I found this, and with all we were already doing, these particular products have made an immense impact for my family and then for my clients. So it's, eating foods that are good for you,
Mm-hmm.
eating those foods that are going to be helpful for the leaky gut, bone broth, collagen, the fermented foods, those are all helpful. Then you want stuff with L-glutamine in it, along with your pro and prebiotics. So I have that covered with what I've got going on with this company, if anyone's interested in that.
Well, let's put in a plug for the company.
Okay, it is called Amare Global, and I'm a wellness partner with them. I started with them right away, and so I'm considered a founding member with them. And I was blown away because when I came across them, there was nobody else doing this already, and they were so in alignment with what I was already doing and teaching that I was really, frankly, kind of shocked. Like, what? This company exists and I don't know about it, but it was because it was brand new at the time. So, yeah,
Awesome.
So I'm thrilled with it.
Yeah, so if somebody is wanting to get these supplements, the probiotics or the prebiotics from you, are you just taking an order with them? Or are you saying, hey, let's have a conversation about what it is you need and what we should?
Oh, I definitely talk to someone and find out, what do they have going on?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't just blindly recommend whatever, And also, as far as that goes, I would much rather have a conversation with them and see, what are all the aspects going on for them? Do they need some supplements? Do they need better eating habits? Do they need other services I provide that I could really help them along with?
Mm-hmm.
Again, because I want to take that holistic approach with actually helping them. So after we've worked together and they've gotten different foods, different supplements, whatever that may be for that person, that at the end of us working together, they really are healed and they really are doing well and they're calm and centered and joyful. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, let me talk to the people who are watching this video. Please do not buy those at the grocery store without working with a professional to know which ones are the right ones for you. Because there's so many different things out there, so many different strains. They're the different supplements completely. So I'm glad that you have that conversation with them. I had no doubt that you did. But I just wanted to make sure on that one. That's awesome. So if somebody were to be saying, okay, I know I got to do something today, what is the one thing that you would tell them to integrate into their lives today?
And this is something for their gut or for something else?
General, whatever your best advice is across the board.
My best advice?
Yeah, if somebody says, okay, Kelly, things are messed up, can you tell me one thing I can start doing today?
Right. I would like just one thing that I think anyone could benefit from is totally this pro and prebiotic formula that also has the L-glutamine in it and gut healing properties.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone
Mm-hmm.
can benefit from that. Anyone at all.
That's awesome.
So,
In addition to things like drinking your water, getting your sleep, I call them taking your daily meds, and that's getting movement in, eating the right foods, drinking the water, and getting the sleep.
right. Those
Yeah.
are all highly important. Yeah,
Yeah.
getting out in nature, being in the sun, de-stressing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not just taking stress in, you've got to de-stress. Taking way too much stress in about killed me. So I know it's not a good idea.
And you're living a very chaotic life right now, because I know what all's going on. There's some of it. So what are you doing to de-stress?
So today, even though I was very, very busy, 2 different times I went out in the backyard and grounded my feet and just like, felt the sun on my face and took a few deep breaths. And, like I don't have a lot of time to spend, but I can go get grounded and get centered and calm my body down, calm down the nervous system, which is very helpful. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So when you're saying grounding yourself, that means taking off your shoes and socks and stepping in the grass.
Yes. Earthing or grounding. Yes, absolutely. Getting those bare feet out in the grass. It's so good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
The fresh air. Well, good for you, because I know that you have, like I said, a ton going on. Our timer is going to go off any second here.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and cancel it. So that is my alert to say, what did you want to include in this conversation with me today that we haven't covered yet?
Well, so, we've talked a little bit about, the different gut healing things that people can be doing, which is very important. And I would love to have conversations with people. I offer a 20-minute call where we can get on the phone together, talk about what do they have going on, what are their issues, what are their symptoms. And I especially love to help people in that like chronic overwhelm, anxiety, or if they're feeling that, gut issues, run into the bathroom type of thing, because it's so highly connected. And I'm very good at helping people with that. And I have a passion to help people with that. So
you are very good at that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is my time to talk to you about how you can access Kelly, and talk to you about doing it through Udefined Wellness. So we are a network of health and wellness professionals across the United States. We have hundreds in our network right now. People like Kelly, and that are probably not going to be part of your medical insurance plan. But we have some programs that I'm going to show you in just a moment, that you can participate in to help give you access and help pay for the services. And within our network, we're a little bit different. You can find a list of health and wellness professionals anywhere you want on the internet, including Yelp, which essentially would be one. But what's different about us is that we do a criminal background investigation on every single one of our providers when they apply to join our network. We're looking at their licenses, making sure there aren't any disciplinary actions or stipulations against them. We're looking at, are they a legal business? And most importantly, what is their reputation? Because we have our name behind it, we want to make sure that we're putting out to you the best health and wellness professionals that we can absolutely find to join our network. And with this network of health and wellness professionals, we can do things like put out an employee benefit program that covers part of the fee for working with someone like Kelly, or 130 some odd other modalities, from massage to counseling and therapy, and you wouldn't believe what we have in our network. We also can put out an education catalog. So many of our providers have created programs to do for like lunch and learns at employers, or community groups, associations, apartment complexes, and even school groups. So if you're looking for a speaker in health and wellness anywhere in the world, we probably have a speaker, even if it's through using technology like this platform that we're using right now. And then we had a lot of individuals who came to us and said, hey, I want to play too. I want to receive discounts on some of the services that you have in it. So we created something called the Healthy Living Savings Card. It is a card that you present to a provider in our network who accepts it, who will give you a discount on the products or services that they offer. And it's stated in our directory for the Healthy Living Savings Card. This is a card that never expires. It's a one-time fee, and the fee is $99. We have it at half price right now through the end of July. So jump on board and get that card, and we are growing and adding providers to it all the time. And you know what? You can use it as many times in a month as you want, and you can even share it with your family, your friends, your next door neighbor, your coworker. Whoever presents that card receives the discount. And you can learn more at youdefinewellness.com. And so now I want to jump to what I think is the most important slide, and that's Kelly's information. Because I encourage you to reach out to her and see if she can help you. And you can see, we talked about one particular area of leaky gut, but man, this woman knows a lot about the nutrition and health and has experience in working with kids with autism, and that's her own life. So reach out to her, pick up the phone, go on her website, check it out, and give her a call. With that being said, Kelly, thank you. I
Thank you.
really appreciate you being on this today and answering that big question that's been bouncing around for a week now in my head, and just letting us know more about who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and for those of you who are watching this as a recording, wherever you found this recording, go over to YouTube, put You Define Wellness in the search engine. You will find our channel. Make sure you follow us while you're there so that you can be notified of upcoming or new videos that we've loaded up. But we have all 48 sessions of the Defining Wellness Confab, plus a whole bunch more that we've been doing over the last couple of years. So as you're trying to navigate your way through your own, on your own wellness path, we've got the people to help guide you. So again, thank you all. We appreciate you and hope to see you on another recording soon.